One way I get out of the office being a pastor is I go play disc golf often. I've done it for years. And it usually happened around the ninth hole, when if you got paired playing with other people. I'm not sure how familiar you are with disc golf, but it's the kind of sport that people might show up drinking a beer with, or smoking some weed they had. And usually around the ninth hole, someone like that would have gotten chummy enough with us, just paired together, that they turn to me, a stranger, and ask the question, "So, what do you do?" And I would say, "Here we go. I'm a pastor." And I didn't dread them knowing that, but as soon as they knew it, I knew that our dynamic would change. They'd put out the cigarette, they'd finish the beer, they'd apologize for the kind of language they were using. Not that it bothered me or that I communicated any of that. It's just when people think of Christian, they think of evangelism, and they think of the kind of guilt-laden religion that maybe they've come to know and assume from other people. And I knew that after we had that discussion, we got along fine and it was good and disarming, but I always felt like they could be more honest with me on the front nine than the back nine. And who can blame them? You and I live in the world where evangelism means bullhorns and billboards. And do you have a minute to talk about Jesus Christ, your Lord and Savior? Or do you know where you're going when you die? These kinds of things. We've cried wolf so much and we've hounded people so much that when a sheep shows up, how could they not wonder if it's really a wolf in sheep's clothing? And sooner or later, here comes the guilt trip. Here comes the preachiness. Here comes the finger accusing them. As pastor of evangelism and discipleship, how we evangelize matters to me greatly. And if you're a Christian, being a fisher of men, and I know it matters to you too. So if you're like me in the midst of a world where we know that we're called to evangelize, to share what we have, and yet evangelism so often feels so icky or uncomfortable or unwelcome or just plain mean, I want to relieve you of some anxiety, and I want to free you from the burden. I want to invite you here at Grace United Methodist Church in North Augusta in the next few weeks. In January, we're starting this series of grace groups, low risk, high grace conversations, talking about how we evangelize and how we're called to do that naturally, in ways that are welcome, in ways that respect people, and that it's a way of life, not some sales deal that we're expected to close. So if you'd be delighted to hear that maybe evangelism means a lot more listening than talking, and respecting people's boundaries and serving others, I think you're going to get a lot from being here with a group of people. You don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be very good at whatever it is we're purporting to do, but we want you to be a part of this because we're all going to go away better for your having been there. The leaders are utilizing a book you don't even have to read called God's Space. It's about cultivating the space, whether it's over coffee, on the course, wherever it is you live, where people just feel comfortable and free to talk about things that matter, including the transcendent, the divine, faith, the meaning of life. If that sounds interesting, and it does to me, I hope you'll join us. I'm leading one on Wednesday nights, but there are opportunities all throughout the week, from Monday and through the rest of it, in the evenings, in the mornings. Please come and be a part of that, I hope. And if not, that's okay. We'll see you around the way. God's peace.